Welcome back to my channel. I filmed a video about IBS a really long time ago, years ago, and since then I've not filmed kind of an update video or a video talking about IBS in a while, and it's something that I still suffer with very much. It's something that is really tricky and very tricky to talk about. I talk a lot on my channel about anxiety and mental health and stuff like that. And IBS is a physical health issue that I've had, which is kind of a vicious circle with my anxiety. It's kind of, I don't know whether it is the IBS that fuels the anxiety or the anxiety that fuels the IBS. I think it's kind of a bit of both, but they definitely work together or they definitely don't get along, and it makes it really, really tough. And a lot of people who have anxiety also have IBS, and IBS is also a lot more common in women. So I think it's something like 1 in 3 women or something like that suffer with some form of IBS, and that's definitely true because I know a lot of my friends, female friends, definitely suffer with IBS and stuff like that. The way my IBS kind of comes about is I get very, very painful and uncomfortable stomachs. I feel very nauseous. I have constipation and diarrhea. I get kind of like a ball, like a sensation of like a big ball in my stomach which kind of moves around. I feel very bloated. I get very windy. Like, it's all stuff that is very embarrassing to talk about and just so uncomfortable and really debilitating, and it can definitely lead to quite bad anxiety. Whenever I'm having a day where my IBS is flaring up, my anxiety is then going to flare up as well because I just feel so anxious about feeling so unwell, and obviously that fuels the IBS more, and it's just never a nice time. I've got some new tips on IBS and how I help myself, and hopefully these tips will work for you as well. The first one, which I think I did mention in the last video, but I still use it all the time and it helps me so much, and that's lying flat on my tummy. I don't know why this helps. For me, I've always found that pressuring my stomach by doing things like lying on your stomach really helps. I don't know if it helps like move things around, if it helps the digestion. I don't know. I really, really don't know the science behind it or if there is any, but it really, 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 really helps me having a flat surface. Sometimes I just lie flat on the floor or flat on my bed. Lying flat is the best. Also, lying flat in the bath is so helpful. Having the hot water on your stomach in general. What I usually do when I go into the bath is I go into the bath if my IBS is really bad, just lying on my back, letting the warmth kind of like do its thing, and then I'll lie flat on my stomach, and it usually really does really help. Another thing is massaging my stomach, and I've started a new kind of massage technique which is really helpful, where I start, I'm going to sit up a bit, where I start just under my boobs here. You can feel that this is where the ribs are here, and I start by like just gently massaging here, and then I massage right down. That really helps because I think this is where your stomach is, I think, and then your intestines are kind of here, and massaging the stomach and then the intestines really helps me. I don't usually use like massage oils or moisturiser or anything like that. I just use my hands, and sometimes using like a pulsing motion where I like just under the boobs pulse my stomach. That seems to help sometimes too. Again, these tips are definitely not tips I've read anywhere else, but they're tips that help me, so I thought I would share. My next one is to poo in public. I had a really big fear of going to the toilet in public for a long time, to the point that I would never ever would. So even if I felt like I needed the toilet, my body wouldn't even tell me it needed the toilet because I just knew that I wouldn't go to the toilet in public, which I think often led to panic attacks. So now when I'm feeling anxious and I'm away from home, quite a lot of the time, at least some of the time, it's related to the fact that I need to go to the toilet. And the other day, me and my mum were out for coffee and lunch, and I was like, Mum, I need to go home because I really, really need to go to the toilet. She was like, why don't you just go to the toilet here? And it just never crossed my mind that I actually can go to the toilet in a public place, and that's okay. So I went down to the toilet, did my thing, came back upstairs and was like, okay, I just shat in public in a toilet and nothing bad happened. I know there's a lot of embarrassment around going to the toilet in public. There's a lot of embarrassment around it. I think particularly in female toilets, it's just very embarrassing, and I know I've spoken to a lot of women who talk about it, and they say that like if they really need and they go to the toilet in public and they hear somebody coming in, they'll stop and all that kind of stuff. And obviously I get that, like it's really, really embarrassing, but for your IBS you have to go to the toilet when you need the toilet. If you don't go to the toilet and wait till you get home, you're doing really, really damaging things to your digestive system and to your bowels. It will lead to things like IBS, and it'll lead to problems, it'll lead to constipation and other really gross, horrible things. So when you need to go to the toilet, even if you're in public, go to the toilet. Maybe try, if you're out and about, maybe try and find a toilet where there's only one cubicle, something like that, but just make sure you go. On the same note, fart when you need to fart. This is a really this is quite a hard video to film. But yeah, fart when you need to fart. Whether you're somebody that feels comfortable farting in front of people, that's absolutely fine. If you don't, go to the toilet and fart. Make sure you don't hold these things in, because then it's going to lead to very sore stomachs. It'll make your IBS so much worse. When you relieve gas, that's exactly what you're doing. It relieves your stomach. If you hold wind in, you're going to get really, really, really sore. You're going to get really bloated, feel really uncomfortable, and also teach your body bad lessons of, I'm not going to listen to you, which is my next tip, to listen to your body. Whatever your body needs, listen to it. And this kind of takes a while to fully understand and listen to your body, but practicing makes perfect, and listening to, what do I need right now? Do I need to go to the toilet? Do I need to fart? Am I dehydrated? Listen to what your body needs. Even things like food cravings. Are you craving something sweet? Are you craving carbohydrates? Are you craving fruit? When you crave a certain type of food, it's usually because your body needs that kind of food. And so listen to that. But especially when you need to go to the toilet, listen to it. Just kind of try your best to be like, I don't care if I'm embarrassed. Maybe this is going to be really embarrassing, but I need to do what's right for my body. And then in turn, what's right for my mind. It's all connected. My next tip is to stay calm during a flare-up. I think it's really easy when you are kind of going back and forth from the toilet and it's really uncomfortable, it's really not good, to get really stressed about it. I had an IBS kind of flare-up the other day, and my IBS flare-ups are really weird and they only happen every so often, but when they do, it just feels like I have to be next to a toilet all day long, and I can't really leave the house, and it's quite debilitating. I was lucky that it didn't happen on a day that I had work, because that would just be really uncomfortable. Trying to stay as relaxed as possible when you're having a flare-up, or you're having a day that's a flare-up, or just a moment where your IBS is flaring up. Try your best to stay as calm as you possibly can. When you get really anxious about the fact that you're having a flare-up, or really worried about it, your IBS is going to get a lot worse, because we all know that our minds and bodies are very connected, and nervous tummies also make us need to go to the toilet more. So trying to stay as calm as possible, having baths, taking the day off work if it's a really bad flare-up, doing what you need to do. I've often found that a lot of the time really bad IBS flare-ups can lead to panic attacks for me, which is something that I have learnt, and since then have had much less panic attacks, is learning that, okay, all that's happening right now is I need to go to the toilet. It's not going to be pleasant, it might be really uncomfortable, it might make you feel really unwell, it might be quite painful, but you've gotten through so many IBS flare-ups before, you know that nothing bad is going to happen to you, you know that it might be unpleasant and it might be pretty shit, but you will get through the IBS flare-up, and the next day you might feel loads better. Maybe you won't, maybe it'll be another day of kind of having to deal with more IBS, but taking as much time as you can to relax and doing the things that make you relax will definitely lessen the IBS and will make it much easier to cope with. And my last tip is to open a window. I often find when I'm having a bad flare-up, I can't really go outside because I get really nervous about not being near a toilet, generally feeling really unwell. I don't really want to walk around, don't really want to leave my house when I'm really not feeling good. And yesterday, recently I had an IBS flare-up, and I lay on my sofa and I opened my window really wide. And I know it's quite cold at the moment, and it was quite cold, but I had a big massive blanket on. I opened the window, and getting the fresh air into the flat really, really helps me. It helps me stay calm, it helped me stay nice and cool, because sometimes when you're having a bad flare up you can get really warm. Breathing in the fresh air, I don't know, again, I don't know if this is actually a tip that other people use, but I definitely found it calmed me down and therefore calmed the IBS down. And even when I needed to go to the toilet, I wasn't that anxious about it. I wasn't like hot and anxious and feeling really bad. I was just like, okay, need to go to the toilet again. Went to the toilet, came back into the room and it was nice and cool. Put my blanket back on. That really helped me. And having a really good stretch and stuff like that, and stretching out your body muscles. There's a certain thing, and I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's like kaksugen or something like that, which is it's kind of like a certain type of yoga, but there's no instruction. It's just doing whatever your body feels the need to do in that moment, and that can really help with IBS as well. And that's kind of what the lying flat on your tummy thing came from, was I feel the need to lie flat on my stomach. I'm going to try that out. Tried it out, really worked. So just doing whatever you need to do. These tips might have been quite vague, but the gist of it is just listening to your body, listening to what it needs at that moment. IBS is really, really tough, and anxiety makes it so much worse. So doing all you can to help your mind will also help your IBS. I have another video on IBS where I will leave the link to that down below. That was filmed a while ago, so I don't know how embarrassing that video is going to be, but I'll leave it down below. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. Bye!